Hi, I'm Megan Kemple. I'm the Farm to School Program Coordinator with the Willamette Farm and Food Coalition based in Eugene, Oregon, and our program is currently undergoing a formal evaluation by the National Farm to School Program. I'm also on the steering committee of the Oregon Farm to School and School Garden Network, and I'm on the advisory board of the School Garden Project of Lane County. We'll look first at Oregon agriculture. So Oregon's known for its wide variety of agricultural crops. We have over 220 commodities, and our largest agricultural counties are next to our largest urban areas, which is an opportunity for those areas and can be a challenge for other parts of the state. Unlike many other states, 97% of Oregon's 34,000 farms, it's a lot of farms, are owned or operated by individual families or structured as family partnerships or family corporations. Look at Oregon schools. We have a long history of school gardens. Here's a photo from a Portland school garden from 1919. There are 182 sponsors, mostly school districts, that participate in the National School Lunch and National Breakfast Program in Oregon, and a large majority of these are districts or agencies with 5 schools or less. In Oregon, 43% of the meals served in schools go to kids that participate in the USDA's free or reduced meal program. The National Farm to School Network estimates that there are 6 school districts and 53 schools in Oregon that have farm to school programs. EcoTrust mapped that wasn't supposed to change there we go. Mapped those school districts who listed themselves as potential buyers in their 2007 Guide to Local and Seasonal Products of Oregon and Washington, and they are here in green on the map. 24% of food service providers that were surveyed by Oregon Department of Education in 2007 expressed an immediate interest in implementing farm-to-school programs, and 37% of school districts or sites surveyed by Oregon Department of Agriculture this year said they had purchased foods from a local farmer or producer in the last year. 37%. It's almost 40%. There are benevolent brokers working in Portland, the Jervis area, Eugene, and the Ashland area, and they're here on the map in purple. A benevolent broker is someone who helps source locally grown products for school districts but doesn't financially benefit from the transactions. They're usually connected with a nonprofit organization. Here are our school gardens. In 2007, the Oregon Department of Education conducted an inventory of existing school gardens and found that there are at least 160 school gardens around the state. And you can see 2 hubs here. One in the Portland area, 44 in the Portland area, and 30 school gardens in the Eugene area. In the Portland area, we have Growing Gardens and Eat, Think, Grow, Portland Partners for School Food and Garden Education. And in the Eugene area, we have the School Garden Project of Lane County, so those areas have extra support. Here's our Oregon Farm to School and School Garden Network. In December of 2006, just a couple of years ago, Oregon Department of Education convened the first meetings of the Oregon Farm to School and School Garden Network. At that meeting, 20 people gathered in Salem, Oregon, to discuss the necessity of working together on farm to school and school garden issues. And just 6 months later, in July of 2007, that network had swelled to over 65 individuals from government agencies, nonprofit organizations, businesses, and schools. Here's the mission of the network. We convene statewide leadership to promote the health and well-being of children, families, farms, and the environment by increasing access to locally grown and processed food in schools and by supporting food and garden-based education in Oregon. The network is made up of the following. We have work groups. Our work groups include research and evaluation, networking and communications, a policy work group, procurement and distribution, and education and curriculum. I'll share a little bit about what each group is working on and maybe point out the group facilitators. The research and evaluation group is led by Michelle Markson-Radcliffe. I think she just stepped out of the room, but most of you have seen her. She introduced herself at the beginning. In terms of what's going on right now, that group is monitoring current research. And at the national level, our local farm to school program in Lane County in the Eugene area is currently undergoing a formal evaluation by the National Farm to School program to determine whether the program results in changes in children's knowledge and eating habits, as well as evaluation of the impact on farms and food service providers. And there's Michelle. She's in the back there, sorry. Wow. At the state level, Oregon Department of Agriculture is currently completing a survey of food processors to determine interest and readiness and capacity. And at the local level, in the Portland and Jervis school districts, we're testing policy concepts. Policy concepts are being tested that would reimburse schools 7 cents a meal for organ egg products. So that's connected to our policy work. The communications and networking work group is keeping us connected and informed. Our policy work group is led by Michelle Marcus and Radcliffe. Will you raise your hand or stand up? Okay, great. And Deb Lippolt. Deb, are you in the room? Is Deb not here? She's sick. And Mel Rader. Mel Rader, will you stand up? Great. Thanks. In 2007, during the legislative session, the policy group succeeded in creating a farm-to-school program manager position within the Oregon Department of Agriculture. Corey Schreiber, will you stand up or raise your hand? Welcome, Corey. Yay. And in 2008, the policy group turned its attention to creating a complementary position in the Oregon Department of Education with our farm-to-school and school garden program coordinator, Joan Ottinger. Joan, will you stand up? Yes. Yay. And in the 2009 session, we're asking for $22.5 million to schools to purchase Oregon egg products and to provide integrated food and garden-based education. We also have a procurement and distribution work group that's led by Corey Schreiber and myself, and we're working to address barriers and provide resources related to procurement and distribution. So ODA is conducting a survey of food processors, and the group is also guiding the development of an online database which will connect school districts with growers, processors, and distributors. We also have an Education and Harvest of the Month work group, and that group is led by Joan Ottinger and myself and Weston Miller. Is Weston here? Weston's not here. Okay. Weston's with OSU Extension. The work group is doing two primary things right now: coordinating site visits to highlight existing school garden programs and farm-to-school programs that have an educational focus, and also creating an Oregon Harvest of the Month program with classroom activities, recipes, nutritional information, and agricultural facts, and that program is being piloted right now in Lane County schools.